hereby call this council meeting to order held Monday, May 28th, 2018. Before I ask everyone to rise for a moment of silence, I just wanted to call on Regional Councillor Drew just to make a few comments.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to everyone to have in their thoughts and prayers during this moment of silence the passing of Doreen Van Camp. She is a former clerk of the Township of Scugog, passed away last Tuesday, and the funeral was Saturday, so we could keep her family in our thoughts tonight. Thank you.
So with that, can I have everyone please rise for the moment of silence? Please be seated. Disclosure of pecuniary interests, nature thereof. Okay. I have to disclose the consent agenda items 9.11, 9.12, 9.13 for the minutes that have me as previously disclosing pecuniary interest. At that time, we'll have to have them extracted and voted on separately. Any other pecuniary interest? Okay, see none. Yes, Councillor Watton? $35.18. Okay, so we'll pull that one so it can be voted on without your participation or discussed. Thanks. Okay. Seeing no further pecuniary interest, we'll move on to announcements from council and staff. Looking at Councillor Somerville.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make an announcement that Seagrave Community had their huge, humongous yard sale this past week, and, last past weekend. It took us all day Thursday to get all of the stuff out because it was just like mountains and mountains of items that people had donated from the community. And so Thursday evening we opened, and all day Friday we sold, and half the day Saturday. And we're just cleaning up when the rain came, and it's our yard. You'd never know there was a yard sale now there. And we made $15,200. Yeah. Then that goes to the Seagrave Church. And that's courtesy of our lawn. Thank you.
Any other announcements from council? Councillor Drew?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I want to thank a couple of our Works and Parks Department members. They are good ambassadors for Scugog. I was talking to a resident today who has a sidewalk going in front of her house, and she remarked on how friendly and personable and helpful Fred and Tim and Kevin Arsenal were. I did, no, not you. So anyway, I did send along a little note to Kevin Arsenal, and I spoke to Fred. I happened to see him today, so I spoke to Fred and thanked them for being good ambassadors to Scugog Township. I also have another announcement. Very famous resident Harvey Graham is receiving he's going into the Agricultural Hall of Fame. The induction is June the 10th, and Harvey has spent his entire career working as an agricultural advocate locally, provincially, and nationally to ensure a sustainable future for the beef industry in both Ontario and Canada. He was the director and president of the Ontario Cattlemen's Association, now the Beef Farmers of Ontario. a director to the Canadian Cattlemen's Association, helped to establish the Ontario Feeder Cattle Loan Guarantee Program, was instrumental in establishing the Environmental Stewardship Award, and it goes on and on. So I'm wondering, Mr. Mayor, if through direction, we could send a note of congratulations to Harvey, and I'll give you this background information. Thank you.
Yes, that's a good idea. Thank you, Councillor Kett.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank the Scugog One Group for a successful prayer breakfast on May the 15th. Guest speakers Aaron O'Toole and Rob Parker of the National House of Prayer in Ottawa gave timely messages about the responsibilities of everyone who holds or seeks position of authority in government. It's important the municipality functions with integrity and leaders do what is right without selfish gain or hidden motives so that we can live in peace, order, and good government. As we enter into another election season, it is important that we carefully evaluate the people who lead our community with going forward. Thank you, Mayor.
Any other announcements? Councillor Watt?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to also announce that on June 10th, Cartwright Sports and Rec are hosting a tree memorial dedication service at Cartwright Fields. This year we have had to split it. We have planted 13 trees in memory of local residents, and so there will be 6 dedicated on the 10th of June, and then because half the people are going to Harvey's thing, and those that are the others will be dedicated at another time in September. So it's kind of exciting, and it's a great way to build our park and get some really nice trees there. So thank you.
Any other announcements? Announcements from staff? Director Coleman?
Thank you, Mayor Rowe. I just want to announce that today, it's very exciting, the outdoor fitness equipment was installed at Birdseye Park, adjacent to the pool. It is now ready to be used, and we're planning an official ribbon cutting ceremony and photo op shortly for that, so I'm excited about that. We also have online a survey for the youth center, and we're looking for the youth of the township to give us ideas on the look and feel of the center and what they'd like to see featured in it. So if the youth could fill out that survey, we could help us decide how to develop the center.
Okay, I just would look at the 2 papers represented here. Maybe they could assist us in getting that highlighted to the public, that they can log online and fill out that survey. It'd be great help, because we definitely want their input and suggestions for the future youth center. So, Councillor Guido?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Director Coleman, are we also engaging with the schools to advise that this survey is open and encourage the students to fill out the survey?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to the councillor, yes, we are, and we've also met with a small group at the school to work directly with them to get feedback on what they'd like to see in the center.
Any other announcements from staff? Yes. Ms. Bowers?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just with Councillor Back absent, I thought I may just assist in announcing the Aging with Confidence Fair coming up on June 14th. I've been assisting Councillor Back and the committee to spread the word. June 14th from 10 till 2 at the Scugog Community Recreation Center. As I understand it, they have about 70 vendors will be in attendance at the free event for the community. Thank you.
Okay. Councillor Somerville?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just remembered that the G-Mums are having their yard sale this weekend at Scout Hall, and that's another big yard sale, and it's really good to support the G-Mums, because that money goes to help the African, what do you call it, HIV and clinics. So it would be great to go and support that. It starts at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning at the Scout Hall.
And we also have Yep, we also have the 50th annual Canoe the Nonquan. It's a great milestone, half a century, on Saturday, June 2nd, 2018. So that is a significant event that was started in race was started in 1969 by Lake Scugog Historical Society as a fundraiser for Scugog Shores Museum. So that hopefully we can get some representation from council and staff to be there for the event, and maybe even some participants. Councillor Catt, you're putting your hand up to participate? Oh. Councillor Catt?
I just wanted to announce that this past Sunday that there was the very first annual Pet Value Dog Guide walk, and it was very successful. Before they even walked, they had reached their target, so they're very happy.
That's great. Any other announcements? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next part of the agenda, which is our presentations and delegations. We'll start off with Ms. Bowers on the final strategic plan report. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council, senior staff. I'm here to present an overview of the final strategic plan update for this term of council. And you've seen me here before presenting to you, and we'll just have a quick overview of the meat and potatoes of the strategy, which is based on our vision, mission, and the township values. This is a strategy of council delivered by the members of staff, and it's made up of 6 directions. Here on the screen: roads and other infrastructure, financial sustainability, economic development, municipal services, natural environment, and community engagement. So as highlight, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that through this term of council, there's a total number of projects and initiatives of 230. Completed so far 109, in progress 86, and ongoing of 35. Under the strategic direction number 1 of roads and other infrastructure, I've just taken a little snippet for each direction just to pull some attention and highlight to a few key areas. Overall, the Community Services Department maintained 220 kilometers of paved roads, 192 kilometers of gravel roads, 25 kilometers of sidewalks, 15 parking lots, 1,681 streetlights, including a winter maintenance service for approximately 70 winter events this year. There's been a contribution of $223,100 in 2017 and over $454,000 in 2018 to road and related infrastructure reserve. The sidewalk repair program is completed but is ongoing every year. There's an assessment. This year we saw the reconstruction of many areas, Scugog Line 6 in particular, and some of these listed on the screen also have a Phase 2. The Class Environmental Assessment EA for Seagrave Bridge number 9 has been completed. We've obtained provincial funding for Seagrave Bridge of $945,585. And as you know, the Parks, Recreation and Culture Strategic Master Plan, which was needed for an update that was required almost a decade ago, I believe was the last, is on its way. Looking into 2018 for that direction, the LED streetlight conversion strategy now underway, as I understand from the department, that construction or replacement, I guess, of the bulbs is underway for June. Williams Point and Jackrabbit Run, some 2 desperately needed areas, are upgraded in Phase 2. Caesarea sees a Phase 2, and Aldred goes into a Phase 3 upgrade. The Class Environmental Assessment and Detailed Design for the Lake Scugog Enhancement Project is also underway. Number 2 is the financial sustainability. Eliminated $849 in transfers from reserves to offset tax levy. That's a significant savings. A core services and efficiency review resulted in an estimated budget savings of $416,000. Scugog was the very fortunate recipient of over $1.24 million of successful funding applications from the federal, provincial, and regional supports. We advocated to the Premier's ex officio to highlight need for funding support for the Greenbelt municipalities. The township also secured a municipal service fee agreement with OLG for the Great Blue Heron Casino for a 10-year payment agreement of just over $874,000, with annual increases for cost of living and any expansion plan for the casino. Number 2 to 2018, we look to continue discussions with Durham Region with regards to wastewater servicing for our Line 6 area employment lands, continue negotiations with the Mississauga-Scugog Island First Nation for a municipal service agreement. We'll also be embarking transportation background study, a DC study, and development of a reserve fund strategy. Number 3, economic development. The Heritage Grant Program kicked off. We had issued 2 grants this year, totaling $30,000. These are upgrades in the Port Perry Heritage Conservation District area. The reconstruction of Line 6, including installation of municipal water, upgraded hydro, and cycling lanes, had been seen. Stockworth Development Site Plan has been approved. New Tourism Working Group, partnering with Central Counties and Durham Region and other stakeholders, now bringing you the Scugog Community Tourism Strategy, which includes 21 action items will be delivered over the next 3 years. We also provided comments in response to the Provincial Coordinated Land Use Planning Review. For number 3, coming into 2018, of course many of these projects do continue on. Region of Durham providing a part-time tourism staff to assist with that implementation of the tourism strategy. The Phase 2 Waterfront Advisory Committee preparing a comprehensive waterfront plan from the library to the south side of Queen Street and the CIBC parking area. We're in development of an online interactive community investment guide to attract investment to Scugog. There is a community improvement plan for the downtown Port Perry and Port Perry employment area, and we are in receipt of $54,500 in provincial grant for downtown under a Main Street Revitalization Fund. So we've been very fortunate there. Number 4, strategy is municipal services. The fire service not only saw a new fire chief, but also a restructure of the Fire Emergency Services Department, including successful collective agreement negotiations and a streamline of roles and responsibilities and payroll savings. We managed an in-house IT manager. We disintegrated a previous third-party contract. Our in-house IT management, including a complete overhaul of security, firewall, Wi-Fi, numerous software upgrades, as well as a network and group policy review and an ongoing IT strategy. Adjusted the organizational structure in Works and Parks area to improve service delivery. Council approved a customer service standards policy. Over this term, we've also launched a new Scugog website, social media, including video recording of on YouTube for council meetings. Delivered enhanced parks and recreation programming, activities, and well-beloved summer camps. Strategy number 4 for 2018, we will see ourselves conducting the 2018 municipal election. We'll establish the new youth center at the SCRC, consolidate all museum displays and programming to the Scugog Shores Museum, continue to deliver on that IT strategy, implement new recreation booking software for online registrations, and we've already seen the results probably today of that new fitness equipment. We also have a disc golf course going in Caesarea. Number 5 is the natural environment. We planted 140 new trees, re-established native plant areas of the Ojibwe Heritage Interpretive Lands. We have a partnership between Scugog, Kawartha Conservation, and Lake Stewarts to pursue the Lake Scugog Enhancement Project. Design is carried into 2018. Township official plan now contains policies supporting environmental sustainability. Subdivision site plans are reviewed for green solutions and energy-saving options. We've cleaned out the Canterbury Common stormwater ponds, and we are looking to rehabilitate the Victorian Village Pond, and that's also based on a grant that was received. The new Parks, Recreation, and Culture Master Plan also includes recommendations to invest in parks, water access, trails, and outdoor playground equipment. Looking ahead to 2018 for number 5, we will continue to pursue an active transportation initiatives and trail improvements. The Healthy Lake Scugog Enhancement Project will be heading into their fundraising, and we'll continue to install outdoor fitness equipment along the Rotary Trail. Last but not least, number 6, the community engagement. Improved communications of township news, events, and overall township profiles. we partnered with Durham District School Board and Port Perry High School for an inclusive job experience placement for 4 Port Perry High School students. We received the Tip of the Hat Award from our Accessibility Committee. We've increased content on corporate social media. Twitter increased from 1,000 to 1,494 followers. Facebook has doubled from 358 to 833. Instagram opened strong last summer and has already gained 356 followers as of today. Volunteer recognition event. We have issued honor roll awards at the New Year's levy. Created unique landing page for the 2018 municipal election information for candidates and voters. Delivered or lent support to tremendous community events, including the Canada 150, Dog Days, Pioneer Days, Concerts in the Park, movie nights, and many, many more. Looking ahead for 2018 under community engagement, we have, I announced earlier, the Aging with Confidence Fair. We'll be launching an Instagram photo contest this summer. We'll provide continued support for all 2018 summer events, whether we lead them or support. Hydro upgrades are underway in Palmer Park, I believe as of today, and library gardens will see some improvements. Just to give you a few highlights. This is a lovely little picture drawn for us by Jack, one of our 4 students that worked here as placement. I thought I'd like to share that with you. And lastly, you may have remembered an email that I sent you regarding Scugog Township Smiley. I'd like to take this opportunity to officially introduce Smiley to the Township of Scugog. And if you may, Mr. Mayor, just indulge me a moment. Canada Day in Scugog is one of the most popular community events. This project saw the communications area and community services department looking to refresh Canada Day graphics. Smiley has been adopted as the new Scugog mascot to welcome residents and visitors to Scugog. With the help of community partners and some research, staff chose the blending turtle. I believe his proper name, or her proper name, is Emodia blandingi, also known as the smiling turtle, hence the name Smiley. The blandings is a species at risk, as per the Committee on Status of Endangered Wildlife in Canada, and is native to our area, is more endangered than the snapping turtle. Phase 1 is to introduce Smiley this summer with hopes to build out to a mascot costume to march in future parades and welcome kids to their first day of camp. Staff are currently researching future opportunities to assist with wildlife education and awareness in our area. And that completes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much for an excellent presentation. I feel exhausted just looking at that long list.
I hope I didn't talk too fast.
But no, not because of it's a lot that have been accomplished, and I do want to highlight that it was very much a team effort, and I would like to congratulate and thank all of council and staff and all those involved in accomplishing that great feat, that list of strategic accomplishments. So big thank you to everybody. I think we should all feel proud when we look at that list, and I said earlier when I read it, I said I think I want to frame that as some reminder of all the stuff that we had fingerprints on and worked as a team. So I'm very proud to see all that.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. If I may, I forgot to mention that we are going to produce a public-facing, public-friendly version, if you will, of this, similar to the glossy strategy that you have in hand. We'll do a bit of a report card. I'm actually meeting with the graphic designer tomorrow, and my hope is to get that to you in your hand before summer session, so you do have it available to you for your use.
Perfect, thank you. So we'll start with questions from council for Ms. Bauer, starting off with Councillor Somerville and Councillor Kett. And
I actually don't have a question. I have to comment you on such a in-depth report, first of all, and I really like Smiley. I think this is going to be a real added mascot for the kids. We've not had that before, and I think this is really a nice idea. Whoever thought that one through, congratulations. It just brings life to a lot of events that happen in Port Perry with a silly little turtle who is going to bring a lot of joy to a lot of people. So thank you.
Councillor Kett.
Thank you, Mayor. I got a question for Director Coleman. When we're talking about lanes that or kilometers of roads, are we lane kilometers or are we roads?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to the councillor, the numbers referred to in that presentation were kilometers of road, not lane kilometers.
Okay, so it's like we have 200, pretty well 200 of each. Right?
Rounded off, yes.
Yeah, okay. And I did see in your report that we received, but not on yours, about Spring Boulevard, so I'd be remiss not to ask. same, Director Coleman.
Sorry, you're asking the status of Spring Boulevard?
Yes, please.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, the Spring Boulevard is out for tender right now. We expect to bring it to council at the end of June for a contract award, and it'll start late July or August, the reconstruction.
That's terrific. Thanks very much, and Smiley will be happy.
Councillor Drew?
First of all, thank you for the report, for putting it all together. That was quite an achievement in itself, and I'd like to add my thanks to the staff. We've had a lot of distractions over the past couple of years, and it's amazing the amount of work that staff has been able to accomplish over the last, in this term, so thank you. And I also, I did pull a report, and I don't need to do that. If I just make these two comments right now, I wanted to congratulate all those that were responsible for getting all of the grant applications approved. That was tremendous when I read all of those. And of course, to our treasurer, thank you for planning and scheming and doing everything that you could do to eliminate the transfers from reserves that we've done to lower the tax rate. That's incredible. I know it's something that I've been harping about for a long time, and I'm just delighted that it's happened. So congratulations to you, to your staff, and to all of staff for making that happen. That's good news for the township. Thank you.
Any other councillor questions for Ms. Bowers? All right. Well, thank you very much. And I have the presentation by Lori Bowers, Manager of Communications, regarding final strategic plan report be received. Moved by Councillor Watt and seconded by Councillor Drew. Questions? None. All those in favor? Carried. Next up is the consent agenda. So, any polls for this one? So, when the sheet was going around, we had 9.2.1 pulled by Councillor Drew, but Councillor Drew does not need that anymore. Does anybody else need it pulled? And then, Councillor Somerville, you still want to pull the correspondence for autonomous vehicles? All right, and we're going to pull the pecuniary interest for 9.4 for Councillor Watton, and also the 1, 2, and 3, the minutes are pulled for me. No other items being pulled. Councillor Drew?
9.2.3, I have some additions.
Okay, Councillor Drew with the regional report. Last call, so I need a mover and a seconder for the remainder. Councillor Drew, seconded by Councillor Guido, seconded by Councillor Kett. This is for the consent agenda for all items that were not pulled. All those in favor? Carried. And then
Mr. Clerk, do I need to do a separate consent agenda to move all three together, or can we?
can if you like.
Okay.
We can do them individually, whichever you like.
All right, well, let's, oh, I need a mover for that one. Okay. So we'll start with 9.1.1, the adoption of the minutes for the council meeting. Are there any questions on this? It's moved by Councillor Drew, and I need a seconder. Councillor Kett. All those in favor? Carried. 9.1.2, the GP&A from May 7th, moved by Councillor Watton, seconded by Councillor Kett. Are there any questions? All those in favor? Carried. 9.1.3, the Planning and Community Affairs Committee meeting, moved by Councillor Kett, seconded by Councillor Watton. Any questions? All those in favor? Carried.
And then moving to the regional report, 9.2.3, moved by Councillor Drew, sure. Seconded by Councillor Watton. Councillor Drew?
Thank you. I just had an addition to that. I just was notified today that the Port Perry Water Supply and Storage Class EA study has been completed, and it will be out for comments between July 1st and end of July, July 30th. There's, let me see. The plans are to install a new municipal well next to the existing municipal wells to supplement the capacity of the existing wells, to construct a new water supply plant at Scugog Line 3 and Simcoe Street to treat all water supplied to Port Perry urban area, construct a new water storage tower east of Taylor Boulevard in order to supplement the capacity of the existing water storage tower on Silver Street, and construct a new bulk water filling station at the new water storage tower site. And that's it for that item. There also was another notification today that Simcoe Street, there's going to be lane reductions. Let's see. Starting, I think we all probably got this, but it was lane restrictions on Simcoe Street from Riverview Drive to Castle Harbor Drive. And the work will begin this week and is expected to be complete by the end of June, weather permitting. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks. Any other questions on the regional report? All right, just because it's pulled, I'll just highlight that what was already identified with the 3 options on regional broadband strategy, that what was noted there, and that staff were very much involved with providing comments on the draft, and that we look forward to the Phase 2 that is going to come back, and they heard a lot of the concerns we have in the north and the restrictions we have. So I'm happy to see movement happening on there, and that there is some traction that's being gained, and we may lose some of that during the election, but fully expect it to ramp right back up again once the next term of council begins. So, final questions or comments on it? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried. The next item is Councillor Somerville, 9.3.1. Let me just make sure I've got moved by Councillor Somerville, second by Councillor Watton, that the correspondence 16318 regarding preferred autonomous vehicles test order be received, and that the Township of Scugog participate in OGRA's autonomous vehicle initiative, and that this matter be referred to staff to develop a list of preferred routes within the municipality. Councillor Somerville, you pulled that?
Yeah, I think this is a great idea for our township, and I would like this to be referred to staff so that they could pursue what we need, because I think they would like the roads, what roads would be good to do the autonomous cars on. I think it would put Scugog on the map. And even though I think, and I might be wrong, but I think that Durham College, is that Durham College or University of Ontario, do they not already have a program in this field? Can you help me out on that?
They are, many of the post-secondary institutions are hosting events or updates. It is going to be a part of, I think, all the post-secondary schools, especially the Automotive Center for Excellence that is at UOIT, and the proximity within Durham region that Durham College will be there. There are, say, more involved universities and colleges that have been actively reporting on these updates at the McCavill meetings, but I fully expect that if they're not fully involved with it, they will be fully involved with it. So
does that, we wouldn't be hindering that at all, would we?
No.
No, not at all. So I'd like that referred to staff, if you don't mind, and we can go from there. And
just for the benefit of council, that Councillor Kett and I attended the inaugural one of these ones, and then I've also attended a few more following, along with Kevin Arsenault, who has been very much involved, so he's aware of the initiatives that are happening. And because the province is moving quite aggressively on authorizing level 4 and 5 to be available for piloting, The provincial government truly wants to be a leader in this field, a worldwide leader in autonomous vehicles and connected vehicles. They see the opportunity, given that Ontario's track record with the automotive sector, so it is also a major technology play as well. It's not just automotive sector, so I'm very interested and keen to see this to get some traction and moving forward, and the idea of this east-west corridor from Windsor to Ottawa is just kind of like a starting point. As you see in the report, if you had a chance to read the McKelvey report, they'll be looking at north-south and et cetera. They just want to make sure that we are, those municipalities that are interested are making it very aware to the private sector or public sector that are going to be wanting to test this and provide connecting links. So it is a very exciting. I think it's very interesting to see this unfold. Any other questions on this report? See none. Okay, so moved by Councillor Somerville, second by Councillor Watton. All those in favor? Carried. And then the 9.4, the bylaw, specifically 3418, Councillor Watton declared pecuniary interest. So, 3518, I'm sorry. No, that is on this sheet. It does. Is it? Which one is it? Just the Prout Road. Okay, 3518. My apologies. So. Since I announced the 3418, we'll just make sure that gets passed properly. So that is not a pecuniary interest, but I'll get a mover and seconder for 3418, which is not a pecuniary interest for Councillor Watton. Moved by Councillor Watton, second by Councillor Drew. Any questions on that? Bylaw, see none. All those in favor? Carried. Now the one with Councillor Watton is 3518. I need a mover and seconder for that bylaw. Councillor Somerville, moved by Councillor Somerville, second by Councillor Kett. Questions on that? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried. Now we are on notice of motions, new business. Councillor Kett.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like some information on the letters that were going out for the heritage, for the mill. I just got a couple of questions. I just wanted to know when that would be sent out and by who, and when would we expect to do some follow-up?
Okay, the letters are here. They're all signed, and I'll ask the clerk on process from this point forward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through you to Council. So like the Mayor said there before him today, the Mayor has signed them, and now that Council have approved those minutes here tonight, they'll be sent out tomorrow.
And what I wondered mostly was when or who would follow up with that, maybe in 2 months, to make sure somebody received it and what the... I mean, I'd be happy with somebody saying what happened rather than a report to council, but...
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I had assumed that these letters were coming from the Heritage Committee, that the Heritage Committee would be following up.
Okay, that would be good. All right. And the only other thing was the 4 of the Heritage Act for the mill. What has to be done with that? Do we have to do with anything with that? Oh, sorry, Kim.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to the councillor, my understanding is that the Part 4 designation's in place.
So we don't have to do anything more? Does
No.
that have to get registered with Ontario, or it is?
I can double check to see if it's registered on title, but I don't think there's anything more to do.
Okay, great, thank you. Job well done.
Sorry, I could just add that the clerk's office does send letters to the Prairie Ministries with regards to those designations, so that has been done.
Any other new business?
Thank you.
Seeing none, confirming bylaw, moved by Councillor Drew, need a seconder, Councillor Guido, that the bylaw 3618 confirming the proceedings, a regular council meeting held Monday, May 28, 2018, be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passes 28th day of May, 2018. Mayor and clerk hereby directed to sign same and affix corporate seal thereto. All those in favor? Carried. Motion to adjourn by Councillor Guido, seconded by Councillor Watton. All those in favor?